Yeah, I think we all have those moments, but I also kind of think that's when you can choose to just give up, or that's the hard part, that people give up, or you keep going, or someone else is going to do it, right? If it was easy, everybody would do it.
Hi, I am Dafina Smith with Covet in Maine, and today we are here, this is like our first one in person to do part of a thing that I've really been passionate about is why founders matter. And especially today more than ever, I think the salon business, the salon industry is really made up of a lot of individual founders, small business owners, small to medium-sized business owners. And I think we are seeing more than ever, especially with a lot of like private equity entering the space and big conglomerates and more mergers and acquisitions, that like the heartbeat of our industry is actually women like us.
Yeah.
So we wanted to have a spotlight today on why founders matter, what it actually means to be a founder. I have here Becky Miller.
Yeah.
Becky is, what I love about this is we have actual relationships with each other. She is a salon owner. She is a mother. She is owner of Modern Foil.
Yeah. Becky Miller, based in Phoenix area. I have a salon, a full commission salon in Gilbert, Arizona, and I've dabbled in the education space for the past 4 years, doing independent education, and then debuted Modern Foil in 2020 after the shutdown and everything. And yeah, so here we are.
Hey,
And now we have Caitlyn Lilly as well.
So I am Caitlyn Lilly, founder of Hair by Caitlyn Approved, and I also have a salon. I'm based out of Northeast Ohio, and I have been doing keratin extension education for years. And to me, creating Hair by Caitlyn Approved was something that it just was the right time. It was that every time I would teach a class, people were like, oh man, what's the best way to do this? And I'm like, well, here's what I do in my salon. And so it really became the way of like, how do I get these things to other stylists? And so I developed a line of tools, and to put my name on them really meant something to me, of like signed, sealed, approved by me, carried a big weight. And so I'm really excited to be here and partner with, of course, Covet in Maine. You guys have been amazing to work with, and this is super exciting. So
What made you want to, because products are hard and they're very different than salon, and salon is hard. So what made you want to go and step into that space?
Yeah, I think for me, just solving a problem that I ran into in the years of educating. There was no modern day artist creating modern products for the techniques we were doing, the techniques I was teaching on. I wanted a foil big enough. I was like, why doesn't this exist? I'm like, well, I'll create it. And then once I went through that door of opportunity, I can put patterns on it. I can create different textures. I can make it whatever I want and solve every problem I ran into over my career. Why not?
What did that look like specifically? So was it like behind the chair, like coming home, getting your kids set up, and then literally like going online? Like what was that first? Because I think a lot of people have an idea, and it's like, how did you bridge the gap? And this would be really cool. I mean, and then
I think just researching what's possible, right? You have to like dive into the manufacturing. Where is it even manufactured? How do I even get that here? And then I always joke that I know way too much about aluminum for a hairstylist, but like learning that, like where is it, like smelted, and then where is it cut and dyed, and what kind of dyes are on it, and how does that interact with hair color? And so learning all of those problems. Is it possible? That was my question. And I work really closely with my husband, and I'm like, what can we make this work? And like, what funds can we pull together? And what's the first order going to look like? So research and development was the very first.
And how long was that from you, from like idea to like, okay, we're really about to like.
Yes, it was a solid year of testing, developing. And then once even launching, it was a lot of going back and forth and really dialing it in more. So
for you, what did that look like?
So for me, I started with the hair extension assistant, so the universal long comb, and that for me was basically my flagship product. And it started with me, I had used tripods, I had used the suction cup, I had used all the things. And it started with me with my clients saying like, hey, can I hand you hair? Like, how do we make this faster? So it was really that, how do I solve my client's issue? How do I provide that solution for my client? And then it transitioned into, okay, I'm teaching classes. Now these stylists are saying, how do I work more efficiently? Like, what's the fastest way to do this? And I'm like, get an assistant. And they're like, I've never even done keratin bonds before. Like, I'm not at a place to get an assistant. I'm like, so yeah, the tripods are bulky, but okay, my husband made me this thing. Oh my gosh, can he make me one? And I'm like, no. I would ask, but no, he's tapped out. And no, it just kind of turned into that. And my husband, he is the anything's possible type of guy. So when Becky's like, I have to first find out, is it possible? I'm like, well, if you ask Mr. Hair by Caitlyn Approved, he's going to tell you anything's possible. It's how much time and how much money.
Yeah.
And so that really was, how do you make it? How do you make the first one? And so it really was just figuring it out, getting the most basic, roughest draft, but having something conceptual, having something that you can physically touch, function, use, which for me was like pants hanger clips and like a beard comb, like a men's beard comb, and like drilling it together and being like, this functioned. It's not pretty, but it's my idea, and bringing that idea to life.
I love that you just brought up something, and I'm wondering for both of you, do you have like the artifacts of like your first couple of runs and stuff?
Oh yeah.
How do you feel about them now today?
Heinous.
I mean, they're hideous, but I love them. Like
so
you're like, that's so cool to see it go from that to what it is on market and then packaged and it's pretty packaging, and so it's
the
cool.
progression is so sentimental. It is like, and then like the time, the journey, and being like, wow, I was so proud of this back then, but I never wanted anyone to see it because it was so like heinous. But the idea, the conceptual like fruition, like just like to know it could be like, I'm like, wow, I did this, to see what it is to market and how it's evolved on market.
What do you think? Because I see so many people get stuck in the iterate, it has to be perfect, it has to be perfect. And I always tell my team, I'm like, our job, and there's a balance, right? Because brand matters, and like you have to.
Yes.
So what do you think? How would you advise for people to like split that difference of like, okay, this is something, and like you're gonna get it, we're gonna iterate, but like we gotta get it to see if, am I on to something? Like, how did you know when you were like, okay, this is good enough to feel like I'm onto something? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I think for me, it was like, is it good enough for me to use it behind the chair? Does it function well enough? Is it good enough for me? Then being a perfectionist, it'll be good enough for somebody else with maybe even less standards.
Could I put my name on it and feel proud? If someone sees it and it says Hair by Caitlyn on it, am I gonna feel happy inside? Or am I gonna be embarrassed and shameful? And so it's like, once it gets to that part and I feel joy, I'm like, yes, let's do it. But when it's in that fugly stage, but I'm like, I just want feedback. Like, does it work? Like, I wanna test it. So like, here, try this. And I'm good with the try this. So there's like a little bit of that, but then also absolute perfectionism. That I'm like paralysis.
It's hard to navigate.
It is hard.
There's so many great brands that exist in somebody's laptop, right? And like could really serve and help people. They're just like, if you like, just want to push.
Push them off.
What was some of the hardest decisions that you had to make early on in starting a company?
I think for me, it was that. It's like, are we going to be a brand with integrity and, honesty? And when I put my name out there, it's always going to be the best I could have made it? Or are we going to be a brand that's going to just go so fast and produce and throw it out there and keep up with the Joneses? Or are we going to be different? And that's what it came down to. My name's on it and I'm going to use it. I want to be very proud of it. And But it's hard because you'll watch other brands pop up
Blow
and
past
run
you.
past
Yeah.
you, and you just have to like keep going
Yeah.
with what's true to you.
I agree. And like
hard.
that's something that's so true to me too, is like my brand really is built on that trust and integrity versus volume.
Okay.
There are and to me, I know that I'm not at the point where I'm like, oh, I'm not aspiring to pack 1,000 orders a day. Like I'm not like, oh, I want to scale.
Yeah.
I don't want that right now. Like
Yeah.
I want to master it every step of the way because I've seen the fast scales.
Yeah.
And I've also seen the demise that I'm like, I want to do this right to
Yeah.
where I can stand proud and have that integrity every step of the way. That's really important to me. And so something I think that was really important in the beginning was almost like going slow enough to master things. And yeah, I mean, my first 6 months of launch, I didn't have one of my top 3 SKUs. That sucked.
Yeah.
And so I tried to like rush in, like, okay, instead of doing my mold, you know what, I'm gonna try and do something else just to get something to people. And I still have them in my basement because I never could pull the trigger on giving them to people because they weren't Hair by Caitlyn Approved.
Yeah, I get
So
that.
it's like,
it's so relatable.
I can't do it.
I know, and it's so interesting to have. There's so many like closets full of stuff that I've
Yeah.
be like, we had something with color where we're like, we want to ship this.
Yes.
But there was like, we needed
There's
to add a steel ball component to it, and it just wasn't, and it's hard.
It is hard, but it's that gut instinct, I think, that you have to listen
have
to.
it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
on the other hand, if you don't, that could tank your brand, your reputation. And it's like
that, yeah.
I don't want to
Yeah.
be putting out fires. I don't want someone to risk damaging someone something. Like I
Right.
want to be known for that trusty integrity because to me, that foundationally is so important with my name attached to it.
Was there a moment for you, because balancing being a service, a salon and provider, and still wanting to, it's your name is still with that. What and how do you manage, and you might still be managing this, how do you manage really like having excellence within your salon and with your education, which is a service, but then the pulls of like when your business started to grow, you need to like really, treat it like its own
Yes.
thing. What was that tension like for you, or like, and when did that come up? Like, how far in?
Kind of like the balance of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an ongoing battle. We both look
I
at
don't
each
know if
other.
you know, but I don't sleep. So I operate 21 to 23 hours a day. It's not good. But yeah, I haven't mastered that yet.
No, I always say like balance doesn't exist. I think, and it's different for everyone. I think, we're all made up a little bit different, whether you're ADHD or whatever it is, and different capacities. And so I'm one that can go, but I will hit burnout. And when I do, it's a good reminder of I better get things.
So talk about that a little
situated.
bit. Like, how do you know when burnout is coming? Like, what is your, like, how do you know it's coming? Or like, what has been kind of your coping for that?
I know it's coming when I want to silence my phone or put it in do not disturb mode. I never want to do that. I don't ever want to miss a notification. I don't ever want to not get back to someone right away. But I know when I'm like, I wish I could just not respond for 24 hours, that I'm like, oh no, I'm there.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah.
Like, what do I need to do? I need to check myself.
I think it's when my creativity is gone, and I'm like I'm grasping, and I'm like, what? Where I'm missing this? It's like I need to reconnect in some way. Yeah, because I think that's it. I was an artist first, and then turn product maker and all these things, but that's what grounds me in everything, and so I have to get back to that to be able to get that balance a little bit again.
That's interesting. Okay, so then was there a moment where you were like, I don't know if I want to keep doing this on the product side? And what did that look like, and like what helped get you through it?
Yeah. I would
You wanna
say,
go
yeah.
first?
I was going to say, I'm like, yes.
Yeah, I think we all have those moments, but I also kind of think that's when you can choose to just give up, or that's the hard part, that people give up, or you keep going, or someone else is going to do it, right? If it was easy, everybody would do it. So I think getting through it is, you have no choice.
And knowing that you already paved the way for someone else to just
like you
step
can't
in.
give it up. Yeah.
It's like an
You're like,
ego
no
thing
way.
of like, No,
Totally.
yes, like I already did the hard work.
Yeah.
I already created something that didn't exist. Why would I not push through? But then I always think like there is a point of like, to me, I'm like the universe saying like, okay, you're hitting a wall, like stop, but then also push through. Like I have to balance that.
Yeah.
But I would say, having something that I tested and I tried a billion times, my friends, my family, like everyone under the sun, and then a year later, a year down the road, having something which it's so annoying, and I know it's not a huge deal in the scheme of things, but to have like a 1% of a defect, to me, I understand companies are like, we experience up to 10% and that's normal. And I'm like, no, that's my brand, that's my name. And no matter how much you want to try and handle it, like things are going to happen.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm like, well, I just want to do better. Or anytime someone complains, I'm like, they just shouldn't have a complaint. Like, no, we need to make it better. And my team's always like, we can't change the direction of what we're doing because they didn't like it. And I'm like, well, no. Well, why didn't they like it? Like, let's investigate. And they're like, enough. And so like to me, I'm like, I had to stop chasing all of those, because then it strays away from like, I know what we need to do. And so like, let's bring it back together. And so I think maybe chasing those little 1%ers, like that could derail me.
Definitely. Yeah.
What did you find for you? Like, is there a story that stands out where you were like, I quit?
Yes.
Give this up.
Oh gosh, there's probably several, honestly, where I'm just like, I really do. Like, I love it, want to burn it all to the ground.
Yep.
And then you're like, just kidding, the next day, I actually have a new idea for a product.
Yes.
And this is going to be awesome. But that's just kind of me. And I think for me, burnout's always like a checkpoint of what needs to change. It's like, okay, we've reached the next pinnacle. What do we do now? Who do we need to hire? What do I need to get off my plate that is
delegation.
killing the creativity and all that? Because you kind of step into that role as you start to scale of like, okay, for you to keep moving this train and leading people, you have to let go of some of the things that don't matter.
That's so true. And what did you like what were the things that you identified early on that you let go of, and what would you recommend for other people? Like, or how you figured out what you need to let go of? Like, what was that for you?
Marketing was for me, like letting somebody else take really just anything I wasn't good at, which was marketing. I'm like, I don't know how to say this. Like, I think it's the best thing in the world. How do I say that? Like, well, give that to someone who knows how to do that, you know?
Yeah.
How did you manage, like, because that's for a lot of founder-led brands, that's it's very hard to do. So how did you?
Yeah.
Are you type A or no?
I don't know.
I'm like, how did you do that?
I know. I don't know.
Answer?
I really think it's like survival.
Yeah.
Like, because I have so many things going with kids and owning a salon, like you get to a point, it's like, if you don't do this, you're going to derail everything. Yeah. So I'm like, you have to let go.
And what was that? What did that first hire? Was it an agency, a person?
Yeah.
Like, what did that look like for you to handle?
Yeah. So we've been through a couple stages where it was like, just somebody that was like working part-time doing it. And then that didn't really get the branding out, and then bringing it kind of in-house, but then didn't have the education background of marketing. And now we're at an agency where it's like, okay, what do you need from me? And it way more organized and holds me accountable to get them things. And because we're still pretty small, there's a lot of founder-led content they still need, to like really get that out there. So
Touching something on how and when, how did you make the decision to start and invest in building these brands?
Yeah. Again, for me, it was very much solving my own problem. So like, tiny little backstory, when I was educating, our very first product was a B board. It's just an acrylic highlighting board. And I was trained to use one back in the day. So I've been doing this like 20 years now. And when I would go educate, everyone's like, what is this piece of plastic you're using? And why are you using that? And I'm like, well, you get closer, like, let me show you. And they're like, well, how do I buy that? I'm like, well, my husband can make you one too, It's like, he can make you one. And then we started producing those like in our garage. And I'm like, okay, we solved this problem. And then I was like, well, now I have a foil problem. Now I have a tool problem. Now I have all these things where I'm like, what else can I do? So just solving my own problems, I knew if it helps me, it's going to help somebody else.
You seem to also have a good manufacturing, like, you're close to having someone who can iterate with you there. Do you feel like that helped you with the physical product part of it?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. I always refer to my husband as being a master fabricator. He's like, please don't refer to me as that. Like, I am not, like, people are going to think, I'm like, but you have a welder and you do so many cool things. He's like, I'm just a guy. But no, he can make anything. And I'm like, wow, imagine if I was married to someone who couldn't, like, he's just so hands-on the way I am with hair, how creative I am, like he is too.
Yeah.
And so I feel like it is having that partnership has really helped.
Yeah, you gotta marry up right.
Yeah, because that's a good thing, because well, that's
Or a best friend. I don't know. You gotta find someone.
Yes. Yes, right.
There's a whole I will say, in terms of, and it's an interesting thing too, because there is this thing of like manufacturing, having that acumen of understanding like physical drawings and being able to sketch stuff out,
patent drawings,
you know, going with your patents and stuff like that. Like that is something that you sometimes, yes, you are a founder of a product, but you're also a manufacturer, which is even another layer. That's like, harder too.
Absolutely, yeah. And that was something that I really didn't know a whole lot about. Like even just for me, I knew I wanted to patent my ideas, and I knew I wanted to, like, I don't know, just from just doing some research, I'm like, what is the first thing that you need to do? And so I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get a, design patent. And I have several design patents and also the utility patent, totally different animal. And I didn't even to learn patents and trademarks, had no idea the costs associated with the drawings and everything that went along with it. But then, that led into okay, I need a draftsman. And then Becky said that her husband had literally started 3D modeling,
he learned the skill.
Yes. And so it's very similar. My husband also was like, okay, every time that we're going to have drawings like this, we're going to outsource this? No. Okay. What software are we using? Okay. Same thing.
You figure it out.
We're going to keep this in-house because to keep the costs down and do as much as you can in-house. Yeah. But I'd say to answer the question, when did you decide you were going to do it? When I felt the demand, when I felt that someone wanted to buy this from me, and it's more than just a few people. And you can if it's something that you can actually make a prototype of yourself with your bare hands, I say go for it. I say get a patent attorney, an IP attorney, do some basic Google searches, Google image search for the love of God. Just see if it exists, just quickly.
I was gonna say asterisk on that before you do it.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, before you do it.
Maybe just see if it exists.
Yes.
Nice to know beforehand.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, exactly. So that's helpful. But I would start there, and I say go for it because
I agree. I think for a lot of people, if you knew, it's like with parenting. If you knew from the backwards what you would have to do, you just figure out at every stage brings a new thing that if somebody told you at the beginning all the things you're going to go through, you'd be like, no thanks.
Exactly.
No thank you. You'd have to be insane. No thanks. It's true.
This is something also this is just a really, and you don't have to answer the exact amount, but I do think it's helpful if you are transparent about it, branding, because that can be a black hole, right? You can spend $1, you can spend $1 million and still, not land it. How much did you spend initially on branding?
Initially, my story's a little unique. I won't get into that. When we initially started, zero.
I know.
Because I created it all. I created the logo, I created everything. I've taught myself how to use Illustrator, Photoshop, all the things throughout the years. Not good at it, but enough to make a logo.
She's fancy. I use Canva. I have a Cricut.
I don't know if Canva was a thing when I was first doing it.
No, I use GoDaddy Studio, but nobody knows what that is, so I didn't want to say.
Okay. Got it. I actually know what that is.
Okay, cool.
And then so up front you didn't invest a lot in branding. And then over time, what was the next, and you don't have to say the next amount, but how far along did that get you before you were like, okay, let's.
I think packaging was the first thing that I really invested in because I knew I knew what I wanted the brand to feel like. I knew what I wanted that experience to feel like because I feel sometimes that there are brands that'll create the branding before they know what the intention of the brand is or the experience is or who they are. And it's just like they want to create a pretty brand. And it's almost like, no, like, what do I want this person to feel when they get this package in the mail? I want them to feel like it's a present.
Yeah.
Like, and some people are like, I took a poll of like, is this important to you? Is this not? And it was literally 50-50. And I'm like, well, it's 100% important to me. So I'm doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would say that. And honestly, I'd say less than $5,000 for my first run.
Yeah.
I kept a small run. I knew that it was going to be high, but I thought, oh, well, like, at this point, I can't spend $20,000 to save $1 a box.
Yeah.
And so I just kept my lots small.
Yeah, I think, so we started 0, we kind of launched, we sold out. Long story short, we had to switch factories, and then we had like a year pause in between
wow.
of rebuilding
Okay.
something that I already launched with a new factory. That was really fun. But, and I knew if I came back, I was like, this is gonna be an awesome brand and it's gonna, I'm gonna do it right this time. So it was kind of a really cool reset.
cool.
And I hired somebody and we went through, I always call it like brand therapy, where she's like, you know, if you were this car, what would it be? If you were this celebrity, like it made me deep dive really into my why of like, what am I doing?
But
why am I doing it?
It definitely shows that
Thanks.
there's like an intentionality and a consistency.
Yeah.
But it's hard to do it too early.
Yeah, I don't think I would have known the answer to
Yeah.
it. I think I needed that fire lit under me to go back to the drawing board and be like, what is the purpose of this again? Because it was really cool and fun, but then we knew it was something. So how do I want it to come back? And I think it was about $5 or $6 grand that I had to spend to kind of get that ball rolling again. Yeah.
Thank you for answering that honestly.
Yeah,
I know it's like,
I'm always an
one
open
of
book.
those, I think it's a challenge. It's a misstep. I think I see a lot of people build really expensive, beautiful brands too early.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or have something that I'm like, you could spend a
Yes. Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
to the drawing.
There's
It's
a
got a great
Yes, product, but there's no experience.
Yeah.
And like, who's gonna? I don't know.
Well, I think that's it. If you have a quality product, you want it to have the full quality experience.
I say this so much because you're absolutely right. To me, if I got something and there was no packaging, there was nothing, it was just kind of like shoved in a box, I'm like, I already think this is a low quality product.
100%, yeah.
Because my experience was they don't care about getting it to me.
Yeah.
Right.
You know? And so like, even with my girls, like all the brush bags and everything, they're like, you want us to trim every thread? And I'm like, yeah, you can use the lighter. You don't have to trim it. You can just use the lighter. It's cotton, so that's great. Or like whatever. And they're like, really? And I'm like, yeah, because when I see a bag that has phrase, I think this is cheap and I haven't opened it yet. And they're like, okay. I'm like, sorry, it's just, And they're like, okay, got it. Like, that's just the consistency of it.
So how do you expect, like, as your team grows and your audience grows and people don't know, like, they don't know the origin story. They're not always able to be right there with you. Like, how have you created ways to make sure that this can scale to be really big as well?
Yeah. This is a harder one for me because I'm still a baby brand, I would say. That is a good question of like, exactly what you said. Like when you start adding people on, they haven't been there from the beginning. So how do they know? And I think it's just, hiring the right people that believe in the brand vision and the values that you've already set, that hopefully will keep it going.
We always say like my team is like babysitters club because it's been like literally all of us have like, well, I nannied this girl and she nannied this girl. And so like, I'm like, well, I've known her for 13 years and she's known her whole life. So like, you're just bred into this like, and we're so lucky, but we've already told like our order packer right now, she's amazing, but she's 18 and going to Ohio State in like a month. And I'm like, so who's this girl that's shadowing you? And did you babysit her? And she's like, she's really great. She's so nice. I'm like, but did you watch her as a child? She's like, well, we're the same age. I'm like, okay, I don't know how I feel. Like we're breaking the chain. But it is. I think it's just that like spending the time with the people that you bring on to really cultivate for them to know who you are and why these things are so important to you, then I think in turn it becomes important to them.
have you had the case yet come up? Because I know, like, in this age and size of your brand, are you starting to see, like, when you be like, okay, the people who got me to here, not people who are going to get me to where we need to go? And have you
Totally.
how has that come up for you, and like how have you navigated it?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's been kind of like, who I've used to, start the initial even branding is not who's now kind of taking that and running with it. And you're like, but they helped me so much. And it's a hard thing to kind of navigate. It's something that I'm currently still navigating.
Yeah, I think that I always want to keep everyone on in whatever capacity that they want to be on, but then it also is like, okay, it has to be mutually beneficial, and it does also have to serve this business. And so thank you so much, but like, if there's not a way where we can get to our next steps together, I would love to recommend you, as highly, because it is tough.
Deal with that a lot in like the salon itself, more than like my product brand. It's like, that's a natural progression. The people that open that with me are not going to always be the same ones. And it's kind of the same philosophy. It's like, they've built you to where you are together, but then you kind of have to pivot and they have to pivot and you go in different ways.
But they still root for you.
Yeah,
and
they
you
do.
still root for them.
Yeah, if you built it right.
Yeah. What systems, like, do you guys use like EOS or like use a quarterly plan? Like, what does it look like planning your and I don't know, do you do the same thing for your salon that you do for your product business? Like, how do you manage?
It's different for both for me.
Same.
We have it's called a whiteboard.
Okay, yeah. We have
It's a ginormous whiteboard.
Yeah, dual-sided as well.
Exactly. Yeah. Mine's just horizontal, and we'll break that up into quarters, and we get it all set up, and then the year starts, and then it all goes out the window, and then we change it. Yeah. So I've learned the art of resiliency and pivoting, but I try to plan it out quarterly, especially when you're purchasing inventory and you've got to set up the photo shoots to even the whole campaigns to launch it, and all of that that's quite the art that I've learned because I really like to do it very intentional. So that's fun to plan out. Quarterly is what I do.
Love to get better and be more ahead, but I usually am so ADHD and so excited to launch things that I'm like, we just got it in, like, it's fine.
Launch it tomorrow.
Like, I had samples. I'm doing the photos tonight in the salon at midnight, bringing all the lights. Like, let's go. We'll have photos ready tomorrow. My team already has like everything input into Shopify ahead of time, and they're waiting on me for photos, and then we launch. Like, it's not great right now, but I would love to get.
I'll be on my Instagram, be like, guys, do you want to know what the next product is?
That's me.
It's modern foil. Social media is like, stop.
Yes, the marketing team is like sweating.
Yes, I know.
Like, can you not?
Please stop talking to these girls. Yes.
Take her phone away.
Yes, right.
Okay. No, I mean, it's interesting because I do think that you tend to find this profile of a lot of women who do a lot of things. There is probably a lot of, like, whether diagnosed or not, ADHD.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
How have you navigated, like, do you agree with that? And like, how do you lean into that or like make that be your superpower?
Yeah, I think my crazy is my superpower.
Same.
I've just embraced it at this point. Like, and luckily I've married my opposite.
Same.
He's the calm.
It's so funny because anyone who knows Justin, like, he's always here. I'm either here. He just stays right the same.
100%.
And I was like, why aren't you? And he's like, well, we just chase each other. Like, what are we doing here? And I'm like, he's like, you'll come back eventually.
Yeah.
Short term.
I feel like
It'll
our
be
husbands
fine.
need to like hang out.
They would be
maybe
fine.
therapy together.
Guys need to be therapy.
Yes. Because they get
For
it.
spouses.
They get it.
Yeah, they get it.
Women.
And they're just like, you go, babes.
And they're like,
But don't go too far. Yeah.
yeah, this is going to involve me, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we wait on that for a minute?
Yeah.
No? Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm in. Like,
You have to find your other half, whether it is your husband, your business partner, whoever it is, and you have to like respect the other half.
I know.
That's the thing. You have to know how to hone in your ADHD and your craziness because otherwise there will be no brand.
Yes.
Mine is Jessica.
Yeah, I love that.
I always known that about myself.
Yeah.
I look
Yes.
I need
Yeah.
someone here
totally.
to
Ground me.
offset and
Right.
other people to be able to go to as
Yes.
well.
But they're all here because of it, you know?
Yes.
So
I have
you need
agree.
it.
She is my chaos controller,
Yeah.
is what she likes to say, because she is just like, I can just rapid fire.
Yep.
And she's just like, okay, we're not going to do any of that, but it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, she's great.
Yep.
Okay, so then I'm going to ask you, like, now that you have a little bit of perspective, what do you miss about the early days of the brand now that you have more momentum behind you?
Yeah, I was just talking about this with my husband because I'm like, oh, that was fun. That's so true. I forgot about that. Packing orders like yourself.
Yes.
And I'm like, and it's going to go in the box perfectly. And the
And I'm
card's
writing
going.
a note.
Oh,
and you get
yeah.
something
You're,
free.
like,
Yes.
even for
Yeah.
people for the first orders, I
Yes.
still
Yes.
like, no, I'm like,
Yes.
oh,
Yes.
Totally.
Abigail Pattinson.
Yes.
And then, yes. And I'm like, I hope they love this, you know?
Like you pack it.
I kind of miss that a little bit.
Yeah.
When it's that feeling of like, this is coming from me
Yeah.
to you.
Literally.
You ordered it from me.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a cool
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah, I used to put like seasonal candies in the order because it was
Oh.
Cute.
It's like
That's
I
so
love that.
cute.
It's funny that you
Yeah.
said that the packaging.
packing
it just
orders.
makes you
Yeah.
feel very like
Totally
Connected.
forgot until you
Connected,
said it. I'm like,
yes.
yeah, that's it. You were
I
really
love it.
connected. I knew exactly what states they were going
Yes.
to. And it was like, you know, now we're in every state
good.
and
I
like so
know.
many countries.
Yeah.
And you're like, what? Yeah.
No, I
That'd be
love
cool.
even seeing the state,
cool.
like state names, city names, like people's names. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, like, or you see the email and I'm like, I wonder if that's so and so does hair. Like, that's amazing. Like, it feels good.
I think I
miss that.
also miss like, it's like I've heard artists talk about this, like they put out an album, right? Like your first one, it's like amazing and everyone loves it.
Yeah.
And now you got to do something
yeah.
better. And I'm like, I kind of miss the bar being low,
Yeah,
I
like
guess,
just
in the
wowing
sense of
people.
like,
I know.
Yeah,
And when
yeah.
like, you have a launch now, like for us, it's like it can't just be like that
Yes.
Yeah.
scrappy, like
totally.
Thrown together.
Yeah, you're like,
Totally.
we gotta
Yes.
step it up. a lot more.
Exactly. And how do we make it even better? And we
Yeah.
have more people we have to please now. And yeah.
What would you recommend to a stylist just starting out? And that could either be behind the chair or within the business.
Oh, that's so broad.
I know. I'm like, connect with others. Find someone that you aspire, like find someone that inspires you.
Love doing
And yeah, I definitely think connecting, collaboration over competition. Find someone who inspires you. Find someone who's already doing what you want to do. That's the fast track. And look to them for mentorship. And I think that offering your assistance to them, learning from them, I think that is definitely the fastest way to
That's a great
establish,
answer.
you know?
Great answer.
Ditto.
I would say the
I have no notes on that.
I even like I had a woman who I just really looked up to, Amanda. She runs an incredible company. Also has 5 kids. Wow. I was like, I need to just see how you do this. And I just asked her, I was like, can I come stay with you? Like, can I shadow you?
Yes, yes.
I just wanted to like watch what this looked
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
you know. And she was so gracious. And it's a lot of times just like
Be in there,
you get
in the
it,
space.
You know? I
Yes.
think if we can see something, it's like we can connect a lot, especially maybe whatever. But I think women a lot of
Yeah.
times when we're like, okay, I can see how
Yes.
this all has to come together and what
Right.
I have to give up. You know, I think
Right.
it's a great point.
I think you hit that right on though. Like ask the questions. Like ask.
Can I?
reach out to people? Like that's something I wish I would have learned because I'm such kind of like an introvert, but like ADHD. So it's like I don't like to ask for help.
Yeah.
I want to solve it myself. And so early on, yeah, ask the people you want to be mentored by. Ask them the questions,
I agree.
the formulas, the how-tos, and the balance, and all the things.
I also would say just to add in, nobody's asking me because I'm not as.
I would like to. I would like to add it.
But I do think that let people root for you, let people in.
Yeah.
Really. Like I think especially with your clients, they want to help.
Yes.
They want
Yeah.
to like be able to give you referrals, but
They're
if you're not
proud.
asking, I mean,
Right.
that you don't need it.
Right.
I think early on people are too shy or like too to ask.
Yeah.
And let people in on the process and like
right.
for them.
Right.
Are there any other questions that came in?
I can go with one. This is for Caitlyn and Becky. What's your best tips on blending keratin tip? Either how do you approach placement or when do you solve using color?
That's a you question.
Yeah.
We're gonna hang.
So I don't do any color at all. So I always will use keratin tip extensions anytime I'm trying to do any sort of color manipulation. Really because I think it's so much faster than waiting for the hair to process. I think that the results are more predictable. And so really I'm looking to try and mimic those same natural, I do a lot of natural looking color. So I want to, my placement's gonna depend almost just like you would do a color placement. Where are you looking for that impact for color? That's where I want the dimension and that tone to flow, and that's gonna affect my placement, but hands down, I'm gonna always try to go keratin tip.
How have you found the balance between life and business and trying to separate those?
LOL.
There is none.
Integration, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, it's in it. And I hate to say that, but what's balance? I mean,
I don't think I've ever met like another
Entrepreneur,
person like me,
yes.
entrepreneur, that's been like, like this is, I think everyone has their thing, right? Like some people need to take a moment and do some self-care, and maybe that's what you do once a week. Like you have to find your thing. I don't really have one.
I don't know. I wonder if, I think Dafina probably does, because when I read your CEO, there was a post that you
should
had
like, tell us.
that I was like, boundary, what? Like I was just blown away. I'm like, I aspire to that. I want to be there. How do I get there?
I will say it's a process. I think sometimes for me, it's like, death will put that in perspective for you. Usually it's something you hit a certain age and people just start dying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, and
totally.
you're just like, look, this is
Not worth it.
But then if you're saying that, you have to know that for everything you put down, you put it down, and you've got to make peace with putting
Right.
it down. And you'll see another brand go and do something that you're like, oh, I wish you would have done that. Or you see things.
See, that's
you're
hard.
like, I made that decision by.
Yeah.
And then other times you are in a place where you're like, we'll do stuff that's like, wow, we're doing so much. Like, this is incredible. But then you might, and usually those tend to be times where, like, at the end of it, you're super depleted.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it's just I think people, not to say that you want to have it all. I think it's a lot of discussion is like, you just have to make peace with the trade-offs.
Yeah.
And like be honest about the trade-offs that you're making. Because for me, there was a good 2 years where I was just fully in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sounds
Was
cool.
I gained 20 pounds.
Yeah. And you're like, this is you're like, I'm putting that down.
Yes.
But then when I'm like losing that weight, there's been a lot of like meetings that I can't have because I'm working with my trainer or I'm walking.
Right.
And then you have to understand. So I think it's just being more honest about.
I have a follow-up question on that. I'm going to ask you a question. Do you feel like that was easier to get when you've scaled a little bit to where you can hand things off to people? Like, I feel like we're still in baby brands where like it is all us.
That was the years where I was.
That's the phase.
Where I gained
I wanna get
weight.
there.
It was like you felt. It's like I think there's years in the business where you feel like you're drinking out of a fire hose, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You just don't know when it's going to stop, and I think that you do have to make investments in people, and you have to let go.
Totally.
And then
that
a lot
part.
of times it's like you have to be able to say like, I'm letting go. Sometimes I'm going to get 110% because they're going to do things I never thought about doing.
Right.
Sometimes I'm going to get 75% of the way I would have done it, and I have to like it's that making peace.
I had a hard time with
I've read
that
a book about this,
75.
yes. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Was it a blue cover? Was
Yeah,
it
I'm
by
trying to
Back
remember
Your
the
Time?
name. Yeah.
Was it?
Buy Back Your
Back Your
Time. Dan Martell.
Dan Martell.
That's a good book.
That is a great book.
Yes.
Yeah, it kind of puts it in perspective.
I'm like, did we just become best friends?
I think we are. We've quickly become best friends. I know. I'm like, yeah.
Speaking of books, because I'm all about education, and I'm hoping that this is like educational for you guys as well. Like, what are like? How do you like? What's your education? Like, how do you learn in this? Like, what do you go to? Is it podcasts? Is it TikTok? Is it books? Classes? Like, what?
I don't have TikTok. Well, I do, but I don't. I don't. I can't have it. I don't think people are very friendly on TikTok, and I'm a delicate flower. My team will tell you. So it's not TikTok for me, but it is podcasts. I love the Greatness Mindset, like our School of Greatness. I love books. Like I love anything that's I hate to say self-help because I don't know what like those books would be, but like entrepreneurship and just learning and grow. And I'll read an audiobook or I'll listen to an audiobook 5 times over.
Yeah.
Anytime I'm flying, anytime I'm in a car, I don't listen to music. I only listen to something that will help me do something else or further myself in some way. I don't ever listen to music.
My kids are the same. Like they've listened to so many yes of stuff where it's like, what about you?
I feel like I'm horrible at reading. Like we just talked about that book. I'm like, I don't know if I actually finished that book, but that's the ADHD thing. It's like I got so far, and then
to
I
be
put it
honest,
down.
could be a magazine article.
Yeah,
like I get it.
I know, yes. So I do listen to it on 1.4 speed. And yes.
That's the hack.
Yeah, that's the hack.
1.4, like,
I've learned some things in this today.
Yeah, 1.4 always, and never read.
And I just try to put myself in the room with the people I want to be like or learn from. You know, like I'm always asking questions. I'm like, well, how did you do that? Well,
Are you in like any organizations for entrepreneurs at all?
not that I know of.
Just this one.
The one we have now. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Am I? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I do highly recommend that. It's
Like I'm in salon
group
owner
therapy.
circles.
Yeah, it's being group therapy a lot of times.
Yeah.
You just don't
You're
realize
all
how
running into
lonely-
the same stuff.
That is true.
Well, even just
It
like
is lonely.
connecting a few minutes before this, I'm like, just the,
venting about the same things.
the
We're like,
same
you
thing.
do it too.
Yes, it is.
You have
It's
it
so
too?
true. It's so true.
It is.
So we're gonna go a little bit deeper. Separately, I want to we're gonna film a little bit more, just like because sometimes when you're going live, So stay tuned for that. We'll do one more question, but I want to also just give. We didn't just do this just to do it. I want to give you guys a chance for people who are interested in learning more. About they make amazing products, and it's not just that I'm here to be like, oh, you make amazing products. I want to kind of say why we're here. We actually work together, and I think when we were getting ready to do color, it's like we could have thrown our name on a foil, but like you were so intentional and beautiful, and like you were also like a customer. Like it just there felt to be. I think sometimes as brands too, we can support each other in ways and collaborate, and you make a beautiful collection product. You make incredible content. Like you need to put on TikTok.
Really?
Yeah, you do. It's really.
I think I make good content.
Yeah, you make really. It's helpful, and it's not with an
educational,
agenda, and there's
yes.
no ego, and
Yes.
it's like really
Okay.
necessary.
Okay.
There you
I was
go.
like,
Amazing products that pair well with it, that are like one of a kind and really
that's so
important for it. We keep selling out of.
wow.
People love what you make, and so I want
so nice.
people to be able to say not only in like go like take a look at their stuff, but like they do it so much better than what we could do it. Like let's collaborate.
awesome.
Yeah,
And so-
absolutely.
That was
Handing you the mic to tell people where they can find out about you.
Oh, yes.
and more.
At modernfoil.com.
I love that.
Yeah, I mean that's all you need to know.
Right.
Go to the website. There's a little about us and all that, but yeah.
Yeah, that's great. No, I appreciate that. And that was something that was really special when we first started talking, was like, we could put our name on something, but you already do it. You do it so well. And that was something that was really cool and really special to me. And so, yeah, all of my products are available except for the pliers, because we are sold out of those right now, but they're coming
amazing.
soon.
They're amazing.
You guys will have them first. And so those are available at hairbycaitlynapproved.com.
So we have a couple of questions that came
Yeah.
in, and I just want to make sure that we get
of course,
to them.
Yeah.
They want to know, one, is there any education or classes coming up soon from all 3 brands? And the other one is, do you offer any programs for educators, content creators, essentially, to help support? They love to talk about brands that they stand behind. They like your brands.
Awesome. Yeah, so cool. So I do have a few classes. I just teach independent keratin extension education. I have a class in Denver. I think we have 1 spot left. And then I'll have one in Miami and another in DC coming up soon. And we do have educator wholesale pricing available also.
Amazing. I have some education in the works. Nothing out yet, but yeah, I need to get back on it. But no, I miss doing it more in person. What was the other part of our question?
Wholesale or educator.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Also, Modern Foil has we have a couple different programs, but we just launched like an artist collective, and it's kind of an invite only for artists that have always kind of supported us and that we want to support. Education is really important to us, so we've reached out to them, partnering with them. I'll even send them products to like prototype and feedback on it, things like that. It's really important to me to get in the community that I'm selling to for feedback. But we also have Between the Foil, and it's something that you can sign up for and using our products and things like that. And then we can feature you. Sometimes it's in an email or online.
That's awesome.
On our page, our Instagram page. So yeah.
And then for Covet and Main, we have a lot of classes. We have a foundations class that's been a huge hit just for those who are like, where do I start? I think a lot of times you jump into a certification program and it might not have been the best fit for you.
Yeah.
So it's really just helping, paint the picture of what extensions can be and different pathways. And we have our keratin certification, we have our concealed by Covet and Main, and then we have more textures classes that I'm super excited about getting. You can find all of this at covetandmain.com if you go to the Academy, or you can go to the Academy by covetandmain.com, but it's just easier to go to Covet and Main, right?
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Any creator programs?
We do have a Covet creator program that you can apply on covetandmain.com. Don't know the / handle. Is it like Covet Creators, maybe?
CovetLabs.shop.
CovetLabs.shop. And that's a lot, especially for even if you don't work with extensions, especially around a lot of our color, for our color line as well. That's our big part of our Covet Creators program.
Yeah, it's pretty
At CovetLabs.shop. That's a lot.
I love that.
I love it. Anything else? Well, I want to thank people who joined. It's like it's really nice to have something so like interactive, and I hope that they follow, and we'll have more stuff. We're gonna continue the conversation and be able to share it more, like a little more in depth.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
I'm Becky Miller, founder of Modern Foil, and you can find out more about our tools and products at modernfoil.com.
Hi, I'm Caitlyn Lilly. I'm the founder of Hair by Caitlyn Approved, and you can find more of our tools and products available at hairbycaitlinapproved.com.
I'm Dafina Smith. I am the founder and CEO of Covet and Main, and thank you for joining our Academy 101, where we're having a really great conversation about why founders matter. To learn more about Covet and Main, you can visit us at covetandmain.com, as well as CovetLabs.shop, where we have our amazing new color line, a lot of our Modern Foil products, and you'll find a lot of our Hair by Caitlyn Approved products as well at covetandmain.com. So thank you for joining. And if you're interested in learning more about anything extensions and growing your career with hair extensions, visit covetandmain.com to apply today. If you're interested in growing your hair extension career with Covet and Main, visit us at covetandmain.com for all of our education offerings.